And welcome back to the Legal Eagle Law channel, where we discuss everything about law. We don't give legal advice, but we just take educational views of things, give educational opinions. So today we're going to analyse the law of e-bikes and a recent judgment that was taken in Dublin District Court. And now the facts of this case was there was a man on an e-bike who broke a jogger's leg in a collision on a Dublin footpath, but he's been spared a road ban and was fined €250 for careless driving. Now, the plaintiff initiated proceedings himself due to lack of progress and guard investigation into the incident, which is irrelevant. We're not going through that. But we're going to go through what the point of the case was, and it was reported in some of the Irish papers, and we'll go through some of the report now. So in an earlier stage of the proceedings, it was stated that the specifications of the e-bike, including its 0.75 kilowatt brushless motor, which can reach a maximum speed of 20 to 25 kilometers, was classified as a mechanically propelled vehicle, and that was the argument that was put forward. But I would argue, I suppose, it's worth noting here that the 0.75 kilowatt motor is what classifies the bike as a mechanically propelled vehicle. So what would this mean? We should look at the 2003 Act as opposed to just the 1961 Road Traffic Act. And if we look at this, this means the bike in question is an L1E, a device classified as an e-moped under the 2023 Irish law, and therefore would be, I suppose, classified as a mechanically propelled vehicle, which would need tax and insurance. So, was the judgment correct on that line? I think so. The person was probably lucky they weren't charged, also would have no road tax and no road insurance. That's again a matter for the court. But anyway, the 2003 Act does state that what an e-bike is. And that is very an important matter. So an e-bike is a pedal, and I quote, it's a pedal-assisted electric bicycle with a maximum continuous rated power of 250 watts. That's 25 kilowatts. So there it's 25 kilowatts. In this case, the defendant's bike was 75 kilowatts. So that would have been over the category of what is classified under the 2023 Act. 25 kilowatts and a maximum speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Pedal assist means the electric motor cuts off when pedaling stops. It wasn't stated in the case whether this was the case of the bike, but the fact that it was over the 25 kilowatts may have been the deciding factor and put it in the L1E, a device category that classified it as a mechanically propelled vehicle. So, I wonder, would the case be the same for e-bikes to this standard? That remains to be seen. And I would also note the law was amended in 2023 to move with the times, and the 1961 Road Traffic Act is a piece of legislation that is over 50 years old. And in my humble opinion, the law should evolve with the times. But this may be regarded further down the line. But taking an educational view of this judgment, it seems clear that the defendant pleaded guilty to careless driving of a mechanically propelled vehicle. And I would argue that anyone, even normal cyclists, could be charged with careless driving under tort law of negligence, as it should be noted that the Road Traffic Act, the Road Traffic Act 1961, not just be viewed in isolation. It should be viewed alongside the amended 2023 Act when regarding a person charged with an offence of cycling an e-bike, as the 2023 Act clearly states the categories, the speed and wattage which distinguish an e-bike from an e-moped, which needs an e-moped would need insurance and a licence, and in this case it would be regarded as a mechanically propelled vehicle, which it was, and which I think is the correct decision. And also, the bike being over 0.75 kilowatts may have been also the deciding factor that this bike was to be regarded as a mechanically propelled vehicle because of these factors. But in law, there is a saying that hard cases make bad law. So it may fall to the Superior Courts to decide this issue as a point of law of public importance, and in my view, e-bikes have their uses for persons with mobility issues, are environmentally friendly, which is also necessary for our prevailing times, and after all, the rest of Europe has embraced them as a good thing, but that's just my view. But that's just my view, not legal advice, just an education analysis of recent court and newspaper reports. So are e-bikes a good thing or a bad thing? Look, they have their uses. I know some people don't use them as they should, but sure, that's life. Some people don't use cars as they should. Some people don't use normal bicycles as they should, but that's just part of life. They have their uses. They're good for people with disability issues, e-bikes. And I do hope the law is clarified somewhat, maybe in the superior courts, and we have a point of law issue brought there to the Supreme Court, and we can definitively know, and people of Ireland can know, because there is law-abiding citizens that want to abide by the law. They're not sure whether to get an e-bike, what to do. They don't know the law. They don't want to break it. So I think it should be clarified for their sake, because it is a necessity. So there you go. Click the like, subscribe for more great videos and analytical opinions. Take it easy.